basics of C programming. So I'm going to let me increase magnification. So we're going to look at the basics of C programming. I think I can increase magnification further, like that. Good. So we're going to look at the basics of C programming. So in as much as we do coding, so I would like us now to go back a little and refresh on the basics of C programming. What is C programming? C is a general purpose procedural programming language. So meaning C is not object-oriented programming language or purely functional programming language. So it's a general purpose procedural programming language used to develop system software, applications, and embedded systems. It is known for efficiency, speed, and close interaction with hardware. For you to use C, you'll need what we call integrated development environment, or just the acronym IDE. So definition: an IDE, the integrated development environment, is software that provides tools for writing, compiling, and running programs. So examples of IDE for writing C, we have code blocks, Dev C++, and Visual Studio. This is should be Visual Studio Express. So it should be Visual Studio Express. And then the features of typical IDEs, they will have a code editor, compiler, and debugger. The basic elements of a C program is that we have the header file. So definition: a header file contains declarations of functions and macros used in a program. Example, hash include stdio. The stdio.h allows input-output functions like printf and scanf. The hash include directive is known as a preprocessor directive. It tells the compiler to include a header file. It must be written at the top of the program. Then we have the semicolon, is also known as a delimiter. It's part of the delimiters used to end a statement, a programming statement in C programming. Example, int x is assigned 10 semicolon. Then it's also important, especially when written, and still even when using software or IDE, that you carry out indentation. What is indentation? The proper spacing used to make code readable, not required by the compiler, but important for clarity. Then we have types of brackets. Now, during programming, especially C programming, you will encounter a lot the following brackets: parentheses. These ones are used for functions and conditions. So the parentheses are the round brackets. Then we have the curly braces or braces. They define blocks of code. So you'll encounter the first two mostly in functions. Then we have the square brackets. They are used for arrays. Then we have delimiters. What are delimiters? Delimiters definition: these are symbols used to separate elements in a program. Examples: the semicolon. The semicolon ends statements, programming statements. So we don't end programming statement using full stop, because a full stop is an operator in programming, is known as a dot operator. Then we have the comma. It separates variables. Then we have the curly braces. They define blocks. Now, program execution process. So we have the building, compilation. So building or compiling is when you build, you are compiling, you are converting the source code into machine code. Is usually done by a compiler. Then after compiling or building, we go to linking. In linking, you are combining program code with libraries, e.g. stdio.h. It produces an executable file. Then we have loading. The executable program is loaded into memory, that is RAM. Executing, running the program to produce output. So usually after you have developed your program, you will build or you will compile. If there are any errors, if there are any syntax errors, grammatical errors of that language, they'll be flagged by the compiler. From there, it will link. You will combine everything into one executable file. Then it will be loaded into RAM. Then you execute, you run. Now, so a simple C program, of course, we have done a bit of this one. So this is a simple C program. It has a preprocessor directive, a library code stdio.h, main function int main, the opening and curly brace, block of code, the parentheses for function, or enclosing. Then int num is assigned 10 semicolon, the delimiter, printf, our output function. Number is, this is a format specifier for an integer. You can use %d or I, but most people use %d, since I will again use I a lot as a counter in loops. So most people prefer %d. Then num, return 0, you close the main function. It's int, so it must return an integer. Now, summary. C is a procedural programming language. IDEs, integrated development environments, help write and run programs. Program execution follows build, link, load, and execute. Data types in C. A data type defines the type of data a variable can store. Now, we have what we call the basic data types or primitive data types. So the basic data types or primitive data types are also known as inbuilt data types, or standard data types, or simple data types. These are data types that come with that programming language. So a data type, it tells the compiler or the software the type of data to expect. So in this case, we are telling the compiler int, expect an integer data type. Float, we are telling it expect to store a decimal. Then double, expect to store or to receive a double precision decimal. So a longer precision, a longer decimal. Then char, this is a single character. It doesn't always have to be a letter. As long as we enclosed a single token in single quotes, then it becomes char. Then we also have something we call escape sequences. Now, escape sequences are special characters used in output statements, and also they are also used. Now, when it comes to escape, I was diving in format specifiers. It's only format specifiers that are found in output and input, but escape sequences are exclusively used in output functions, output statements, starting with a backslash. So we have the escape sequence \n for new line, \t, tab space, double backslash. This is just a backslash single quote. Backslash double quote. It will have a double quote. \b is backspace. \r is carriage returns. So on your side, if the lesson was fast, you can pause on your side. So you can stop there for now.